Hello. Good evening. Hi, everyone. Okay, I'm looking at YouTube right now, and I want to say hello to those on Facebook, if I'm already connected on Facebook as well. So, good evening, YouTube. Good evening, Facebook. Good evening, family, friends. Thank you very much for joining again today. This is the second live streaming today. I hope you joined us for the first one earlier today, 2 p.m. Ukraine time. So we have a bi-weekly broadcast of Ask Dr. Sunday, which took place today as well. So I hope you enjoyed it. Hello, Mary. Good evening. Thank you for joining on YouTube. Thank you very much. So guys, where are you? And let me just say hello to you. So if I can see your name, I certainly will say hello to you. Good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So today we're reflecting on last night's teaching. So feel free, as you know, as usual, you can always call in or you can write your comments. You know, I'm actually getting accustomed to reading your comments now. So I can read your comments out. If you're shy to call, but don't be shy, it's only me. So just give me a call and let's hear your opinion live and direct here on YouTube and on Facebook. So thank you, everyone. If you're on YouTube, it's very easy to share on YouTube. All you need to do is just click the share icon, and with that icon, you see various ways of you can share, or various platforms you can share onto. So choose as many as possible and share to all so that more people can see this and join us. Good evening, good evening. Thank you for joining me. I would like to see more names on YouTube so that I can say hello. You know, this YouTube live is really strange to me, but at the same time, I'm really looking forward to discovering new things with it. I'm so used to Facebook, but okay, I will learn with YouTube as well. So thank you for joining. Everyone, if I haven't mentioned your name, it's because I haven't seen your name. So guys, are we on YouTube already? I mean on Facebook already? No, okay. All right, so I'm still with YouTube. So good evening, everyone. I can't see your name. I can only see Mary's name, and I've mentioned her and thanked her also for joining. Thank you very much, Mary. Anybody else? I think we are on Facebook now. Hello, good evening. Okay, so we're going to reflect on last night's teaching by Dr. Sunday, and the teaching was titled it's the same series, the series that we're used to, Urgent Measures to Rescue the African Church. Did I just say the series we're used to? No, the series that Dr. Sunday is treating at the moment is Urgent Measures to Rescue the African Church. Interesting title on its own. Last night's title itself was Weak Nations Follow Miracles, Strong Nations Believe in Cause and Effect. So I've just simplified that title to Miracle versus Cause and Effect. So let's discuss that, and let's discuss some of the things that Dr. Sunday mentioned. He really treated this so well yesterday, and it really got me thinking about relationship with God and also what Christianity really means. And also today's somebody asking what was the difference between Christianity and spirituality really opened my eyes a little bit more, even though, you know, I've heard that so many times, but you know what? I never really thought about it. I think now when people ask me, what religion are you? I would just say my religion is spirituality, a relationship with God, rather than saying I'm this or that. I think I'll stand by that. If we have to, I could say I was born into a Christian home. I could say that, of course. So, guys, how are you today? Good evening. If you're on Facebook, I cannot see your names right now, but I am going to look for a device where I can check out your details, check out your name. So I'm going to do that right now. Yes, please. Hello, good evening, my Facebook family and my YouTube family. Please don't be offended if I'm saying my Facebook family. I started with Facebook, so I guess I have some sort of clinginess towards them. I wouldn't even say closeness, clinginess. So thank you very much if you're watching on YouTube for tolerating me going on about Facebook. So good evening, everybody. Thank you for joining. Okay, so let's discuss this. Let's reflect Today, I really want us all to engage. Again, you can write your comments down, or you can call us on Facebook profile Move Agents Matic. That's Move Agents Matic. If you want to call in, if you're on YouTube, you have to go on Facebook in order to call in, so that we can hear from you your thoughts as well. And yeah, so we're discussing, or should I say, reflecting on weak nations follow miracles, strong nations believe in cause and effect. So what do you think about that title alone? What are your thoughts on this title? Because, sometimes we get titles or we're taught something, but we don't have the opportunity to share our opinions on those. And this is here right now is your opportunity to discuss what the title is, and what came to your mind when you saw that title. What were the first things that you were thinking about, or what was it implying to you? So let me know your thoughts. You can write in the comment section. Write as much as you can. I don't mind. Hello, Mandy. Good evening. Thank you, Mandy. You just call me woman of God. Of course, I'm not going to refuse to be of God, and I'm a female, so of course I will. But, those kind of things, women and men of God to me now is just like, But I do hear you. I understand you. Thank you. I appreciate you actually saying that. Thank you very much. Okay. So I'm trying to go on Facebook so that I can see your comments, and I cannot find my Facebook icon. Okay, I'll just write Facebook. All right, I found it. So thank you very much. So who's there on YouTube? If you want to put your details, please let me see. Susan, hello, good evening. Thank you for joining. Thank you very much. Okay, I'm just going to Facebook so that I can see all my Facebook friends and family and DSA followers and mentees and all sorts on Facebook. Okay, I hope this is not... Okay, yay! First person I'm seeing right now is Jane. Hello, Katia. I can see you on YouTube. Thank you very much, Kate. Good evening. Thank you for joining. Hello, Plutonic. That's from Facebook. Thank you for joining. Oh, that's the only person that I can see so far. Okay, no. I can also see Ebahi. Hello, good evening. Thank you for joining. Hi, Chinwe. How are you? Thank you for joining. Rochelle White. Hi, Rochelle. It's been a while. How are you? I hope you're good. Thank you very much for joining. Good evening. Who else do we have? Raja. Good evening. Jennifer. Good evening. Thank you for joining. Jocelyn. Good evening. Thank you for joining. Lillian and Vivian. Thank you very much, both of you, for joining. I appreciate you all. So guys, let me just remind you, if you're on YouTube, on Facebook, you know how to share already. The 3 ways that I know. The first one is very simple. All you need to do is click the share icon, and that will share onto your page, and your friends and your family will be able to see what you're watching and join at their own accord, or on their own accord, whichever way is right. And then there's another way which you can invite people. If you click on invite icon, and that will give you a list of people that you can invite. That will be the list of people that are on your friends and family list. So you can click as many people on there as you wish, and they will also join us. And then there's a final way that I know, which is tagging. I just discovered tagging maybe about 3 months ago, and I really like it, because what happens is when you tag somebody, you get a notification. That person gets a notification. How do you tag? You use the symbol at, which is the same symbol that you use in emails, and then the person's name without any space. So that's how you tag as many people as possible. So each @ symbol that you use tags one person. So tag several people and let them join us. I'm really looking forward to today. I'm looking forward to you joining. First of all, I want to know your opinion. What are your thoughts when you saw that title, or when you actually reflected later? Because when you see a title immediately and you join the program, you don't really have time to even think about the title. You're just listening to what the speaker or the teacher or the person on the other side is saying. But it's been almost 24 hours now. This title, Weak Nations Follow Miracles, Strong Nations Believe in Cause and Effect. And this title particularly is not even about the church. That's what interests me. It's not directly about the church, even though the series is Urgent Measures to Rescue the African Church. That was the whole series. But this particular title, there is no church at all in it. But there are words that kind of take you to church, which is one particular word that takes you to church is miracles, and then also another word is believe. So those things, those two words for me takes you to church, even though church wasn't mentioned in here. And actually it takes my mind back also to religion. So miracle and belief, it takes me back. So what are your thoughts when you reflected on this at some point, maybe last night or even today, when you reflected on this? What were you thinking about this title? What were you thinking, oh, this title is appropriate, or, I understand what Dr. Sunday is trying to say here, or I don't understand, I don't even know what this means. Why is he talking about weak nations and talking about miracles? If you're in that line, please let us know your thoughts. If not, and you have another point of view, of course, I would like to know what that point of view is. So please share that with us so that we can all learn together. Okay? I love this platform because this is my opportunity also to learn, not just share my own thoughts, but also share in your own knowledge and your own actually wisdom. A lot of you, you share a lot of really cool stuff with us here. So please do let me know your thoughts. So Dr. Sunday started with a quote during this teaching. He started with a quote from Ralph Waldo Emerson, and his quote was, "It is weak and vicious people who cast the blame on fate." Actually, I think this quote was supposed to be checked if it was the accurate one, but it was a good, interesting quote to me. It says, "The right use of faith is to bring up our conduct to the loftiness of nature." So the right use of faith is to bring up our conduct to the loftiness of nature. The interesting part to me, I don't know if it's an interesting part to you as well, is that weak and vicious people cast the blame on fate. Wow. Okay, so that alone is a huge sentence, or a huge it's not a proclamation, it's just it's a huge thing to say that weak and vicious people, vicious is the one that got me, are the one that cast all the blame on fate. And I'm from Africa, right? I grew up in England, but I know, and I have been in that category of people that used to believe in faith, that, oh, it is fate and this is meant to happen, this happened because it's like this, without me even putting any responsibility on myself and the actions that I have to take to make something happen. So if you're on that line as well, I think this teaching yesterday would have really interested you. Maybe it may have even sparkled or sparked something in you. Let us hear it. Let us share what is sparked in you and what you've learned as well. Hi, Charles. Happy birthday. I know that it's your birthday today, Charles. Welcome and thank you for joining. Who else's birthday? Okay, and Pastor Irene. Hello, yes, it was Pastor Irene's, it is still Pastor Irene's birthday today as well. Happy birthday, Pastor Irene as well, if you are with us. But I can see Charles, so he reminded me of both your birthday. Happy birthday, both of you. Okay, so guys, let me know your thoughts. Hello, Ola, good evening. Hi, Paul, good evening. Good evening, Chinedu. Thank you for joining. Hi, Jide. Hi, Henry. Thank you very much, guys, for joining. So what are your thoughts on last night's teaching? Please let me know your thoughts. Let me know what you're thinking. I've already shared some of my thoughts. One of my thoughts following this quote by Ralph Waldo Emerson. And the quote was that it is weak and vicious people who cast the blame on fate. And, I've been one of those people that cast I wouldn't really put it that way, that I cast blame on fate, but I just say, okay, this is meant to happen, without taking any responsibility, looking into what has happened, what could have been done on my side to make things better or improve it, or what could I have done to change the outcome. But I just say, well, it's supposed to happen, that's why it happens. And I think in some sense as well, I'm actually trying to purge myself of this belief system where I just say, well, what would happen would happen. No, yes, maybe in some cases, but that shouldn't be the line that I take with anything. The line that I take is that I have a responsibility and I have to take some actions. So it's an interesting one. If you want to talk about this, or even what you believe up to now, even if you believe otherwise, or you think maybe this weak, this quote or this title especially, weak nations follow miracles, strong nations believe in cause and effect. If it's something that you would like to discuss, please let us know. The other thing, the first point that Dr. Sunday made was that it is prevalent to follow ministers because of their miracles. Often ministers are assessed by miracles and signs following them instead of their kingdom character. Wow. Again, this is another big one. You know, each point probably a whole hour of reflection. So let's just take it one by one and piece by piece. We can reflect on the quote about it with the quote from Ralph Waldo Emerson. We can reflect on that. Vicious and wicked and weak and vicious people are the people that cast everything on faith. F-A-T-E, not faith as in believe, but faith as in it's meant to happen. And also the first thing Dr. Sunday said in his notes was that it is prevalent to follow ministers rather than the signs and wonders. So whatever they do, the miracles that they perform, rather than their character. And you know, personally now, I'm seeing that so obvious, how obvious that is, that we didn't even know. It kind of crept up on us, because anyone that mentioned God or says that they're pastor or they have a church or they are doing this for God, we just simply put, I'm including myself here, suspend our brains and we think this is it, these people are good, without even looking at their character or assessing their character. So this says a lot to me as well, because most of us, we are signs and wonder following what people are doing, what pastors, leaders, GOs, what they're doing. And even they say themselves, if you come to my church, if you come to my denomination, miracles happen, things happen, God is there. You know, they use all sorts of words. So please let me know your thoughts. Let me know what you know or what you think on this topic. I'm really interested. So I'm going to read some comments because I saw some comments just now. Okay. Hello, Nikki, good evening. Hello, Adesola, good evening. Thank you very much. That's nice of you. Okay, who else? Thank you. Okay, I'm going to read on Facebook. We have, is there any comments? Oh, thanks for your message. Oh, thank you very much, Charles. No problem. Okay, guys, you haven't been putting any comments up. Say something so that I can also share thoughts with you. So yesterday's teaching, okay, let me see. Generally, I could just talk about what I learned from yesterday's teaching. I learned a lot, a huge amount about why I was very disillusioned with Christianity, with God, I think. The way that God was presented to me. So if you're in that category as well, again, that's another thing that you can share. I was disillusioned because it was always about miracles. It was always about what God is going to do or what God can do for me. And if God doesn't do it because I believe it, then I start getting angry. And if I'm not angry, I start to feel like, you know, God hates me or I'm not doing something right. And I need to do something right. So I need to work and do something right. And if I cannot attain those things that I develop the things that I have to do right, you know, or maybe they are supported by church doctrines or what the pastor says, I pick those things that I've been told that I have to do right, like come to church regularly, Sundays and midweek service, give everything that I have if possible, and not even work. You know, nobody talks to me about work, nobody talks to me about character, nobody talks to me about dignity of labor. You know, some of the things that I'm now learning, they don't talk to me about that because the emphasis is always on the miracle and what God can do magically. And then they use words like one day of favor from God is better than 100 years or so many years of labor, you know. So they use all those kind of cliche, and then I personally, I wouldn't think so much. I just do the minimum and then think everything else I have to it has to happen for me magically with miracles. Are you on that side of the of life as well? Were you on that side, or like me, now learning and unlearning these things that I have previously learned? So please share your thoughts. So that was the first point Dr. Sunday made about character. Like I was saying, I started to find out a lot more now, especially with Dr. Sunday's teachings on character and the character of the people that we follow, the so-called men, women of God, and also GOs, papas, and all sorts, the names that we've given them, their character, that we don't even assess their character. That's a really good point yesterday that Dr. Sunday made, that we don't even assess their character. It doesn't matter if they have really bad characters, we'll still follow them. You know, let's take the example of what is it prophet or pastor Oyedepo? Anyone? Bishop, okay, for example, the Bishop Oyedepo's incident where he slapped a young girl. You know, whether the young girl is saying which or I wish to follow Jesus, that character of a person that think it is okay, it is good, it is all right, even if it suffer, not, it is a call. Oh, good, I've got a call. So let me suspend. No, I'm not suspending it. I'll finish. Hello, who do we have? I'll finish shortly. Who do we have here? Caller? Oh, we've been, it's cut off. You can call them back. So I was thinking, so from this point that Dr. Sunday made, which is it is prevalent to follow ministers because of their miracles, often ministers are assessed by miracles and signs, following them instead of the kingdom character. And is it a kingdom character for somebody else for another human being to slap another human being because they may have said that they are a witch for Jesus? You know, so what is there in terms of character? And then, okay, I'm just assessing this. I'm not assessing it in any super way, just as a human being. So you see somebody do that, yet there's still thousands of people that thinks that that's okay, and they want to continue to follow that person, and they still are following that person. You know, if we just assess that point alone, is it okay for somebody to just slap you because you have a different opinion from what they have, or you're serving a different God? If, you know, we've talked about this extensively. If the people that publicly renounce God. Hello? Hello?
Hello?
Hello. Hi, who's on the line? Tell us your name, please.
My name is Israel.
Hi, Israel. Welcome to the program.
I'm calling from Nigeria.
Thank you, Israel. Thanks for calling. So share your thoughts, please. Oh, hello?
I am, it has been, can you hear me?
Yes.
Hello?
Yes, I can hear you.
It has been a wonderful experience joining this family some month ago, and then it has been an eye-opener. Nevertheless, regarding the topics being treated of recent, I am so delighted that we are hitting the name directly. We are hitting it where it's supposed to be hit.
Okay.
What I actually want to say on this matter is, we are supposed to be wonders and miracles to our generation. What do I mean by that? When we bring the principles of the kingdom into practice,
yes,
we become an amazement into the world we exist. When we come into the world of business, and then where the knowledge of men gets taught, and we are applying the kingdom principles, following the rules and regulations of the kingdom, resolving human problems, it becomes an amazement. I have experienced this over and over again in the midst of the college. I'm a researcher. Okay. I am presently working with the University of Ibadan in the area of research. And then so many times, my colleagues were vast in learning, reading, and all stuff. We do all that.
Yeah.
But beyond what they know, it is the grace that God, because we have turned this thing to be, come to church, you will receive your wonder, you will receive your miracle.
Yes.
Why we supposed to take the grace of God into the marketplaces and resolve human problem, for them to see that there is somebody, there is a God who through divine process, I'm saying this, I'm repeating the word process, principles of the kingdom can bring a change into society. Okay. That's actually what I want to.
Israel, don't go, please, because Israel, don't go. I just want to get this straight, what you're saying. Are you still with me? So you're saying that we ourselves, as God has created us, we are the miracles and the signs and wonders ourselves. You know, what God has already input in us is the miracles and the signs and wonders. And we need to go out there in our different spheres to exhibit those miracles, signs and wonders.
Perfect, 100%.
Wow, well done. Thank you very much.
You have captured my thoughts.
Thank you very much. Thanks for the call. Okay. Wow, that was a brilliant one from Israel, guys. Oh, I'm so amazed because, you know, I think some things in my head, right? And I'm thinking, okay, maybe this doesn't really match. But what happens is that when I hear from other people, and I hear from Dr. Sunday, especially when I hear from Dr. This is what attracted me to Dr. Sunday, because some of the things that I'm thinking and I cannot put together, I cannot put so eloquently, it's just in my head. I don't see anybody else say it. He says it. And then especially now with this calling in, when people call in and they say their opinion and their understanding as well, it really ministers to me even further, because it tells me that, you know, God is not doing this in isolation. It's not actually telling us things in isolation. It's telling other people, and we have to choose to actually listen to him, to accept him, because, you know, there's no auditory here. It's not like God is telling me that, yes, Mayowa, you are the miracle or anything. No, but I know, even by my life, by understanding, by even having the sound mind, even having the ability to see, the hands, the opportunity to travel, the opportunity to speak, all those things for me already, they're miracles. And when this gentleman Israel just called and he's saying the same thing, he only just started following Dr. Sunday's teachings, and he's already grasping this to this level. He said he's a researcher, and that's what he's doing. He's actually doing his miracle as a researcher, finding out information. You know, I don't know what he's researching. I didn't ask him, but that alone is miracle. So we don't actually need to go going to denomination or being told by somebody that you need to come here in order for you to find miracles. You are a miracle yourself. So I'm loving this. It's excellent to hear somebody else say it. So I'm looking forward to you guys. Everybody else, anyone out there, if you have something to say or you want to share your thoughts, your ideas, your understanding with us, please don't hesitate. You can do it by writing a comment, or you can do it by calling. Somebody asked on YouTube that was the number to call. Okay, YouTubers, or YouTube, not YouTubers, but if you're on YouTube, what you need to do is you need to go to Facebook Messenger. So Facebook Messenger and call True Move Agent Matic. That's MOVE, then agent with an SAGENTS. Then there's another word there that says Matic, Movement Against Deception in the Church. So we call it Matic. Okay, so that's how you call. So there's no actual number. It's through Facebook Messenger. So thank you very much for asking, and please, we're expecting your call. Thank you very much. Okay, the people on Facebook, is there any comments there? Let me see if there are any comments. I would like to read it out. Thank you, Adejimi. Adejimi, yes, thank you. Hello, Informa, good evening. Thank you for joining. Jennifer, good evening. Hello, Katia. Thank you for joining. So we have Move Agent Matic is being put up on Facebook, and also we'll try to put it up on YouTube as well, so that you can contribute directly on with a call directly to us. Thank you. Oluwatoyin, good evening. Thank you for calling. Thank you for joining. Calling is in my mouth, joining. So let's continue this. So as I was saying earlier, I was talking about Bishop Oyedepo slapping somebody. And the reason I'm talking about that now, because I know that is old news, but we just can't leave it alone in order to cite it, to give you example, especially with what Dr. Sunday said yesterday, where Dr. Sunday said that the character, we follow the actual miracles. We follow miracles. We follow miracles. Yes. It's loud. It's loud. I can hear that. Yeah. We follow miracles. Thank you. Sorry, guys. We follow miracles from men and women of God and individuals rather than looking at their character. We don't even take time to assess their character. It doesn't matter if their character is bad. If they perform miracles or there's miracle around them, or we look at the signs that there is some sort of maybe prosperity or something that we think that is attractive, that's what we follow rather than even if there's something else that they do that is not right in terms of their character, for example, we fail to look at that. That doesn't matter to us. So that's really a good point to make. And I was making that in relations to the number of people that, you know, call themselves winners, or they go to winners, and after the GOs or the man of God or did what he did by slapping another human being, a vulnerable one for that matter, because obviously you can see that that child is from a very poor home, you know, doesn't have anything or anything, like, you know, it's kind of like, you know, what in Nigeria they'll just say the different class of people that maybe they cannot defend themselves, they don't have the wealth or to defend themselves, which we should be defending as Christians or as believers in God, because those are the people that God asks us to look after. Yet he slapped them, and the congregation, we didn't hear any uproar around the congregation. We didn't hear anything around people saying that this is absolutely wrong, you shouldn't do this, or people walking out or even seeking a public apology that, you know, this is just like reaction as human being, because he's also human, and, you know, I'm sorry, I shouldn't have done that. I just have so much, even he can say I have so much passion for God, I just hate somebody mentioning the word God and witches together, if that's what he thought he heard. But we didn't question that. We don't question that. As long as he's a man of God, he can do whatever. He's untouchable, he's infallible, and that's, you know, that's our problem. And we really need to start doing the analysis, doing the assessment, that is this right for us to do? What if it was me? You know, as a child, the first thing I learned as a child was do unto others as you like them to do to you, you know? So it's not unnecessarily, okay, it's not me, he can't do that to me, I will never say that, I will never be a witch. But would you like somebody to even hear you say something and slap you publicly like that? You know, that's the first thing you need to say to yourself. And you also need to also always remember to defend the people that can't defend themselves. Those are the people that God asks us to care for. So we've got another caller. Oh, I've got the same caller.
Hello?
Hello. Israel is back. Good evening, Israel.
Good evening.
Hi, you're back.
Okay, sorry, I lost the call. I actually wanted to add something before I lost the call.
Okay, go ahead.
Are you hearing me?
I'm hearing you. We are all hearing you. Go ahead.
Do you know where I'm speaking from is from the book of Romans chapter 8 verse 19.
Okay.
Bible says the whole human creation is eagerly waiting for the manifestations of the sons of God. Now, if you look at that scripture very well, it indicates that the sons of God are embedded with miracles. They carry in them the capacity to cause wonders every sphere of life they go to. Wow. When they get into engineering, they manifest the wonders of God. They solve human problems with a capacity that beyond explanation. What I mean is that when the Bible says the whole world eagerly waiting, it's as if there are people who are stranded looking for some people to come and deliver them.
Yes.
And then everywhere you turn to, in my country, particularly Nigeria, where I live, when you turn to any sector, you will see eagerly waiting people there. Who does not have deliverers coming to them? Wow. Rather, deliverers are stuck in the church. They are stuck in the church, and then when you come across those deliverers in that church, and then when the moment the church sees them to be vibrant, to be educated, you know, they've gotten first class from school, they are good at what they do. You know what they do to them? They convince them that they have a call, and they
have a calling. Yes, actually, Israel, that's a very good point that you're making as well. You know, it is clear that even the church, they're strategic in working against God and what God wants to do. you know, they are really strategic, because you just mentioned if they see that somebody is a firebrand, somebody that has done well in school, they're eloquent, then they are groomed and captured so that they won't go out in the world. So to us, I mean, according to the Bible, as you've said there, we're supposed to go out to be deliverers. And then they say that we all have to be in either one of the fivefold ministries and nothing else. So we're not deliverers, we're just in the four walls of the church, and we're recruiting people to come in. So this is unfortunate. You know what? Every time we have discussions like this, one of the things I'm very conscious of is preferring solutions, okay? So I know Dr. Sunday is alluding us to a lot of information right now, and a lot of people are asking as well. So it's not like we're always, people are just sitting down not doing anything. What would you prefer as a solution to this kind of issue, to this particular problem that we're having? You know, you're a researcher, you have a very good knowledge, you have some understanding. What would you do to help other people? What can we do? You know, if you can share that with us. Hello? Oh, yeah, I can hear it making pum 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 noise. Okay, unfortunately, Israel is gone. Hello? Hello? No, gone. Okay. So I was just asking Israel there. He was able to identify so many things, and I think it's clear that he knows so many things about what the churches are doing, and he's giving us a very good example that if you're an eloquent person or you're a firebrand, as he puts it, even somebody that is intelligent, that is doing well, even as a young person, as a youth, what they do quickly is that to capture you. Hello, Israel, are you there?
Hello?
Hello. So I was asking you a question.
Yes.
You know.
Yes. Good evening.
Good evening. So what can we do?
Okay.
What can we do in terms of solutions? What kind of solution can you prefer? Can you give us? Prefer in this kind of situation?
Okay. Let me tell you something.
Yes.
You can't change people until you change their orientation, their thinking, and I think the fundamental the solution is what we have started already.
Okay.
By enlightening people, sending them information of right way of living. Okay. It is the moment you change their orientation and their value, their thinking, you will reconstruct their brain.
Okay.
That is when you can commit anything to them. If you commit anything to a man who does not have a change of orientation, he will mismanage and misuse it. For me, the fundamental basis is what we're already doing. And then God helping us, we here in Nigeria, we are trying as much as possible to make this thing popular. Okay. I am doing a lot of sharing, a lot of inviting people to join, and be hearing it directly from somebody like Dr. Sunday Adelaja.
Yes.
Nevertheless, everyone who is hearing this also has to take it personal, to take the gospel. I mean the gospel of revolutionizing people's mind. Okay. So people, as we, in Nigeria today, you hardly would go through a street without having either an home cell or you have a church. Yes. Let's also take it that way, that as we go around, let us begin to create an home cell where people come and we share this information around amidst ourselves. Wow. When we get that across to many people, then we have to start acting on what we have received. Okay. Not only to condemn it. You see, when you condemn those who are doing anything wrong, you must raise a standard of what is right. Yes. To prove to them that what is right is better than what is wrong. Yes. Let me say this without taking much of people's time. Imagine a church rising today and providing solution to agricultural problem of Nigeria, and people can see the evidence that this is a church who is feeding the whole nation. Now, when you now speak to them and tell them what they are doing is wrong, they will now understand better by the virtue of proof. Okay. So then now it's like we are making noise. It's like you are just talking. What can you do? So I say that after we have restructured their brain, we must act. We must take a step. Everybody must stand up in his own area of space and begin to do something tangible to show the world. Wow. That's my own suggestion. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Israel. Wow. I like the suggestions from Israel. I think they are definitely something that we can all do. They're doable. The first one is that we need to change people's orientation, and that's what Dr. Sunday is already doing. That's what we're doing. We're sharing this information. We're speaking out. We're not being gagged anymore. We're not allowing this naysayers, or let's say these oppositions to gag us anymore. We're speaking, we're not fearful anymore, because they try to put so much fear in us. I'm going to talk about that in terms of the character as well. I'm going to talk about that later, saying that you're going to be cursed. Another bishop, the same bishop that I was talking about, Oyedepo, was talking again about you would be poor. Is it you? You'll be a permanent beggar. I mean, it's not even in the nature of God to say that anybody will be permanent, anything negative. The nature of God, the character of God, is to say that things will get better. I have hope for you. That's the whole thing about God. It's like even before we were believers, even before we believe in him, he had hope in us. But to say somebody is going to be a permanent beggar, is he God? Is he assistant God? How can he say something like that? And then there's still people that are following him. So these are little things that are happening that we are not taking action. Our action, as Israel have said, is like we need to share this. We need to start speaking out. We need to make sure that just like churches are in every cranes and corners of Nigeria or anywhere else where these doctrines are going on, that these wrong doctrines are going on, then we need to make sure as well that the truth also is being shared there. And then let God do his own thing. And as we're telling the truth as well, we need to be practical, because again, we can't tell them that this is how things is, which is like just talk, like Israel said, but we also need to do action. So changing orientation is changing the mindset, helping them to see the truth. How do you change mindset? You only change mindset. You allow people to discover for themselves the truth, to see the truth, to make their own choices. So you give them the information, you give them the evidence of that information that you're sharing with them, and then let them make up their mind. That making up their mind will be by the Holy Spirit in their heart. If they are for truth, the truth will show them to the right path. If they're not, also they would get their path to wherever they are. But sharing is important. Sharing this information, letting people know, is very, very important. It's key to changing people's orientation. In the first place, people's orientation is where we are because information was shared. Wrong information was shared, and it's been shared still till this date. There's still people sharing the wrong information. There's still cabals who, for their own interest, which is usually financial gain and also power to suppress other people, they're sharing the wrong information and pushing people to the dark, not to see the light, not to see how important they are, not to see that nobody is better than them. We're not better than each other. We're all useful for God in an area, that we all need to understand, identify, and work in, put all efforts in and not wait for miracles. So changing orientation, changing value system, and then taking action. So the action also is in our character. Action is also in our behavior, in the way that we see people. Action is also in not praying negative prayers and saying, God should kill somebody. Even if somebody did something to you, the next step is not that God should kill them for you. When you do something to somebody, there's hope for you. There's hope for all of us in God. But I know where it came from. It came from the leaders that are sharing the wrong doctrine, leaders that are slapping somebody, leaders that are putting fear in you and saying that if you did this, then you're going to be a beggar for life. A leader that is saying that you're going to be, if you don't pay tithes, then everything that you plan and what you want to do will be destroyed because you don't pay tithes. Or they would say that tithe is the cankerworm in your wealth or in your ability to make wealth. This is all false. This is all fallacy. Today when we were talking and somebody mentioned about what one of the other pastor says, I think it was Paul, talking about Milky Ways and all those kind of stuff. This is Pastor Paul Adefarasin, and it was just meshing vocabulary together. Doesn't really make sense at all. And there's so many people that are listening to it. That's another thing. These people will be saying something that doesn't make sense, and we will sit there to listen and come back again and again. This is the time that we have to now start standing up. Fighting people is one way, right? But another way is just walking out. If they are sharing something that is not right, is not the truth, does not minister to you, you have the right to get up. Even God gave you free will. He gave you free will to do what you wish, to make a choice. So there's nothing wrong in you deciding not to do something. God himself did not strike you down. He did not deprive you of air. He did not deprive you of oxygen. He didn't deprive you of rain. He didn't deprive you of sunshine. Even the atheists, even the people that have just renounced God and say, look, there's no God, they don't care about God, Jesus is false and all that, he still gives them everything. So there's no need for you to be afraid. So if you're out there, you are afraid that if you don't pay your tithes, if you don't do certain things, this is going to happen to you, you're going to be a beggar. You're not going to be a beggar. You are, however, going to be a beggar if you do not work hard, if you don't use the talents and the purpose that God is giving you. You don't align yourself with that purpose and use your talent, work hard, have dignity in labor, do everything that you can to make sure that you're doing the right, you're tilling your ground in your sphere. Of course you will be, because if you're not working, you're just sitting there doing nothing, that you will be, but not because you didn't pay your tithes. If you pay your tithes and you don't work hard, and you don't do well in that job, or you don't do well in what you're doing in that business, you will still become a beggar, because people would not patronize you. They would go somewhere else. They would go to somebody, and you're not competitive. You're not looking at industries to see what they're doing to make that industry in the next 2-3 years, what you need to do to improve your industry, and you're just stagnated. You're not trying to do anything, like you're not doing research, you're not improving your customer service, you're not improving your products, you're not researching the products that you're selling. You will go broke, because people will not come to buy what you're buying. Researching what is going to come next in the market, the trends. If you're not doing all that, that would affect you, but not specifically because you didn't pay your tithes. So somebody needs to say, okay, fine, if that's what you think, I'm not going to pay my tithe, you can't force me, and then you move on. We need to start looking at the character rather than the miracle. And I love what Israel started with, which was that we are the miracles, okay? Do not let anyone tell you that you have to come to Winners, or you have to go to you have to be a redeemer, and you have to go to one land or one specific place in order for you to be able to enjoy miracles. No, you are already a miracle. As scientists, sometimes we kind of discount scientists and some of the things that they say, and we just kind of forget and decide. You are a miracle. The process of the process, first of all, even the process of conception, when you were conceived, there are many, I know the adults say, even if they're children, I'm sorry, this is not sexually related. During when you're having during conception, you know that you are a miracle, because there's so many sperm that goes through the womb, that tries to go through the womb. Science says biology, rather than saying sciences, biology says, in fact, there are millions that try, and you made it, okay? You made it into the womb, and then you were fertilized with the egg, and all those things that happen in biology. I don't know the actual process, because I'm not a scientist, but I know the basic that I learned from biology. So going through as a sperm alone and making it, you're a miracle. That's a miracle. You're the fastest, you're the strongest, you made it through. And that alone, you should be enough for you. So you don't need any other miracle. Don't let anybody brainwash you with people doing this, or you have to do this in order to make this. No. And I always say this, and if you haven't heard me say it, or even if you have heard me say it, please accept my apology for saying it over and over again. As a child, right, you don't know anything that you have to do. You didn't take any responsibility from childbirth to maybe an age of accountability. Maybe, I don't know what the age of accountability is, but let's say maybe 10 or 11 years old. You didn't have to do anything. God looked after you. Your parents, put it in your parents' mind to look after you, to protect you. Put the love in your parents' heart to make sure that they don't put you in danger. All the things that you survived. So why is it all of a sudden, and God did all this for you? You didn't have to pray. You didn't have to give God tithes and offering. You didn't have to do anything. And you survived those things. And then all of a sudden, you grew up as an adult where you should be even enjoying the relationship more with God, and by your own accord, going to God without having to bribe him or exchange anything, other than your love, your time, your wanting to get to know him more. And then you're being told that this is how you have to be with God. All of a sudden, the relationship just switched. You have to now start paying dues and things that you didn't pay before. Of course, that doesn't even make sense at all, and we need to be like that. And, even in the Bible, it says something, I'm not sure where it is in the Bible, but how God loves the innocence of children, something about children, that we should all be like children. So I think this is where it says you should all be like children, not taking responsibility, not by not taking responsibility, but we should all be in children in thinking that if you protected me, I didn't have to do anything. I didn't have to go over this and do this. I didn't have to pay tithes. I didn't have to pay offering. I didn't have to go to church 10 times a week in order to show you. I didn't have to fast. I didn't have to do all these things in order for you to protect me as a child. So if you were just like a child in that stage, you think in that thinking, I think you'll be happy with God, and God will also be happy. Let us just love God rather than what we can get in terms of miracle. So this title that we're discussing, or we're reflecting on today, is the title that Dr. Sunday, the series that Dr. Sunday is treating, and this particular title is Weak Nations Follow Miracles, Strong Nations Believe in Cause and Effect. And it's from the series Urgent Measures to Rescue the African Church. But I really love this title yesterday because this title was not about just Christianity, and it's not about religion. It's just about human being. That's why I believe it says weak nations. So we are all nations. As individual, we are the nation, and follow miracles. Individuals follow miracles. Weak individuals follow miracles. So I always like to align this with myself as an individual. Weak individual follow miracles, and strong individual believe in cause and effect. So cause and effect is what I do, and then the outcome of what I do. That's simply put. So guys, I'm really looking forward to your comments. Please let me know what your thoughts are. If you want to call, you're on YouTube, please go to Facebook and call on Facebook Messenger Move Agents Magic. It's actually, the information is on there right now on YouTube so that you can also see it, and it's also on Facebook. So thank you very much if you would do that. We've got just under 10 minutes, so we can still continue and you can still call us. Then we have, is there anyone that's written anything on Facebook? I really like to see your comments on Facebook. Randall says, agree, amen. Thank you very much, Randall. I appreciate your agreement. Randall also said, yes, come to the Lord like a child, amen. Okay, so that's what you're agreeing to. Yes, absolutely. And then we have somebody else here says, this is Abidemi, says, this guy, Paul Adefarasin, is an idiot. Ooh, I didn't say that, okay? I'm just reading the comments, all right? I have my own opinion, but maybe these are not my choice of word, but I'm just reading out what somebody says here. And thank you for your comment, by the way. He just keep on saying nonsense, and his members just sit there, sit down and listen to his nonsense. May God open up their spiritual eyes in Jesus' mighty name. Amen. It's not even spiritual eyes, even their common eyes and brain, connected. That is enough. Spiritual eyes is like great, is fantastic. But even to understand that somebody just coming up and then, just putting vocabularies together. So, Abidemi, thank you, by the way. Putting vocabularies together, saying that Milky Way is somebody God's tied to earth and this and that. It's just nonsense. I agree with the word nonsense. It's not abusive. It's just what it is. It's nonsense. Okay? So thank you very much, Abidemi. I really like your boldness. I'm not going to say don't say certain words. Not on my corner. Other people might say that, but not me. I wouldn't say that. Say what you want to say. Within reason, of course, but I think this is warranted. Then we have somebody else says, this is from Cynthia, says, exactly. Cynthia, I know that you're probably saying exactly to something that I was saying. Thank you very much, at least for putting your comments in there. So Samuel also says, the truth must be preached. Yes, and it's not just from one person. It's not just from people that you think that, okay, maybe somebody like Dr. Sunday that have to say the truth. We are all relevant. We are all important. God has put you on this earth. He's gone through the responsibility on his side as God to create you, to put something in you. So you also can say something. You also can preach. You are also important. Your voice also needs to be heard. So don't shy away from this. Speak wherever you can speak. Write if you don't want to speak on videos, or do audio. There's also podcast. For some people that are maybe shy with the camera, they don't want to look in the camera, or they feel like, okay, I'm not comfortable with camera yet. You can start with podcast. Speak. Let people hear your voice. Because at times, if you're not hearing each other, you're just feeling like, okay, maybe I'm the only one. I even feel that way still. I told you earlier that I sometimes feel like this is just thoughts that is coming from my head and nobody else. And when I don't say it out, then I don't know what others are thinking. And, when I don't share my thoughts, I'll ask other people to share their own thoughts. Then, I just dismiss it and it goes. And then, you just live life without saying anything. We have to have something that we're passionate about and we live for. And it has to be something that is not just about us for our own benefit. It's for the benefit of other people. I think that's what gives us the highest level of consciousness and what makes us human. So this is in response to Samuel's comments. He says the truth must be preached. Yes, it must be preached, but by all of us, please. Everybody, in every way that we can. Write, speak, do a video, audio, in conversation with people. Stand up for what you believe, okay? Say the things that you ought to say. Don't be shy. Even if they try to dismiss you, even if they try to put you down, especially for those who are in Africa and young people that are in Africa. I know Africa has this culture or traditions that they say, oh, young people, you can't speak. You have to listen to elders. You have to do this. You need to start breaking that chain. That is a bondage. That needs to change, God is giving you sound mind, and it's not waiting. It's, why would he create you from childhood and just say, I'm just going to wait until you grow up to a certain age, and then you have other people, or until you're rich, or you have certain title before you can speak. He's giving you the ability to speak so that you can speak from now. You don't have to wait until then. Of course, seek knowledge, seek understanding, but please, if the truth is in your heart and you want to say something, please say it out, and also be able and ready to accept correction. Even if somebody corrects you, let that truth minister to you. Because, sometimes some people correct you in love, some people will correct you because they want to shut you down. Either way, you also need to be strong. That if they correct you, you should be able to accept it and say, well, I'm still going to say what I need to say because I don't think this is right. But thank you, sir. Thank you, ma, for the correction. I will take it on board. But speak. Do not be quiet. Don't say, you can't say anything because you're nobody. You're somebody. Nobody is better than you. And don't let anybody shut you down. You must be strong enough. You're only... the only person that you should fear, or you should respect, or you should care of losing is Almighty God. Nobody else. It's not anyone else. Even if they don't want to talk to you anymore, kick you out of their house, let the truth be your only allegiance. So please, everybody must speak and preach. So thank you very much, Samuel, for that. Who else do we have? Abidemi says in Zechariah 8:16, these are the things that you should do. Speak ye every man the truth to his neighbor. Execute the judgment of truth and peace in gates. Well done, Abidemi. That was perfect for this conversation, for this discussion, to speak. So thank you very much, Abidemi. A scripture to back something up. So Abidemi, Abidemi, are you saying that I should read this for you? Okay. I'm reading the comments, so I'm not sure if you're saying I should read the comments or read the scripture. But Nikki is written here. My pastor, who used to be a pastor in Winners, really loved that David Oyedepo did to the... Really love what? Okay, I'm not reading this right. Let me read it again, guys, okay? He says, my pastor, who used to be a pastor in Winners, really loved what David Oyedepo did to the poor lady. Oh my God. He said that how we are supposed to be as Christians if someone speaks bad of our master. Oh, this is no different from terrorists at all. This is a slap, right? Terrorists are saying that if you speak bad or you say anything about Islam or whatever terrorism they are, whatever they are, or Muhammad, they will kill you. So, and you condemn them that is wrong, yet This is what the pastor, that's lies, okay? First of all, that's not true. Nikki, please do not listen to that person that says that. That is not true at all. You shouldn't go and be like that if you want to defend Christ. This is not how you defend Christ. You defend Christ with the truth, speaking the truth in love, and just let it be, okay? That's not how you defend Christ at all. You don't hit somebody else. Why did Jesus say that who have not sinned to be the first person to cast the stone then? You know, if that's what he advocates. He doesn't advocate that, because if he does, he would let the people stone the woman that they wanted to stone. But he said that if you have not sinned or you haven't done anything, be the first to cast the stone. So you don't need to do that. That's what really separates us from other people. When I say us, it separates believers and spiritual people from others that don't know the God or they don't have a relationship. Is the fact that you don't have to take this type of action of stoning somebody or, you know, doing something back to somebody because they did something to you that is wrong or something that they shouldn't have done to you. No, that person is not telling you the truth. He really admires the act, and I ask him always, what's so good about it? Well, let's see what he says. I bet he hasn't given you an answer. Bimbo says, we are end time army. We must break down the wall of religion and fake doctrines in Africa. Well done, Bimbo. That's a very good one, and that's what we're doing. I'm not sure end time army. I don't really understand, but in any case, I think that we should break down. I agree with you. Absolutely. Religion and fake doctrines must be broken down. So I'm up for that. Thank you very much for sharing that. I'm going a little bit fast now because we're running out of time. And then we also have Sadie says, no sense, fallacy, wrong words. Gullible people believe in when they start posting car keys, millions, dollars, houses, limousine. Add how on earth can you get those things without labor? More so, if it has to be true lotto, you need work to get money to play the lotto. Well, I take God. I believe in my Bible and the first commandment. Okay, thank you very much, Sadie. That's a lot of points there, and I understand what you're saying in that, you know, people posting this and saying that I have this, and I think is in recent is in regards to the recent announcement or maybe news. Well, it's not news that one of the pastors, I think it's Chris I don't know the last name, Oyakilome, bought another private jet, and they're posting that, you know, why it's not even something that they should be posting at all, and saying that the pastor bought this, the pastor did this. Yes, we all love luxury things. Luxury things are great, and they are of God. God says that seek ye first His kingdom, and you will get everything. So He didn't say you wouldn't get luxury stuff. So we're not against luxury stuff. We love luxury. We love great life and everything, but not in the condition, as Dr. Sunday said, of Nigeria and the suffering and the poverty level in Nigeria, where a pastor is flaunting a private jet. You know, and if we go to one of the quotes also, I thought I was going to get to that quote by Warren Buffett, and we were saying that he doesn't need a private jet, doesn't need certain things in order to go to meetings or do certain things, because this is what pastor says, that they travel all over the world and they need to get to certain places at certain time, so they need their own private jets. And they're not even one, they're going to 2, 3, 4 now. So it's a shameful thing to do. So Sadie, I get you, I understand. It's not actually a thing of pride for me when I look at it, and, you know, the people that are posting it in that level of poverty, it shouldn't be. And I like the point that you made with regards to the fact that what did they do to achieve it? What did they do to get it? You know, this is what we're teaching our young people, that you don't need to do anything, just tell a lot of BS really, and people listen to you and cajole them and put some fear in their heart, let them drop their money, and then when they drop the money, take the money and go and get whatever you want, including luxury things, and don't give anything about poor people or people that are suffering or need help. Vulnerable people, don't care about them, just care about yourself and you showing off the things that you have. This is what we're saying, and this is really sad. We're breathing real problem for our society in the future. What do we have? I have some more comments here. on Facebook. Thank you very much, everyone. Hello, Aisha. Thank you very much. I appreciate you. Kende says, hello, Mayowa. Please, most of the book of DSA I want to purchase immediately are not available in Nigeria. Please, how could you help? Already purchased 17 different titles available from Chioma. Okay, Kende, please write to me. I will also try to contact you myself, but if I don't get to do it on time because something else came up, but I would try. But write to me on my Facebook Messenger. So my name is Mayowa Olaya. So M-A-Y, you've got my name correctly. So my last name is O-L-A-I-Y-A. So just write to me and then I'll help you to get the ones that you want to get here. And then we'll talk about the logistics to get to you in Nigeria. Thank you very much, Kende. Saidi also said, he said there will be permanent beggars, right? Yes. But is their prayer, they say pray to God, you don't beg from your mates. Are they not contradicting them? So what have tithes got to do with begging? Oh, yes, of course. Yes, I think that's in response to Oyedepo's comment that if you don't pay your tithe, you'll be a permanent beggar. Of course, it's not true. You know, nobody's going to believe all that anymore. Your time is up, man. You know, so don't even bother. I'm telling this to all the Jews and all the scaremongers. You know, your time is up, okay? Cut it out now. You know, apologize, say that you've done whatever is wrong. You know, the money that you've already chopped and eat, you know, enjoy it, you know, with your family and we're leaving you to God. But don't continue with this scaremongering. Nobody's buying it anymore. Of course, one of the comments somebody made was that, did Warren Buffett is Warren Buffett a beggar? No. Is Bill Gates a beggar? No. They're not even Christian. Is Mark Zuckerberg, is he a beggar? He's not a beggar. You know, they don't pay tithe or offering. They don't even care for it at all. They do great things. They do great exploits. So if anybody says that if you don't pay tithes, you'll be a beggar, I say yes, you'll be in good company, you know, of those people that don't pay tithes and they're not beggars. So don't be afraid, everybody. I appreciate you all for joining. I haven't been able to read every comment. I love to. Let me just read some more comments. The word of God says, freely you receive, freely you give. May God bless you for your truth. Thank you very much, Ojo. And then we have another person here. This is Chikwe. Says, sir, go on with the truth. The church must be free. God bless you. Thank you very much. Richard says, bless you this evening. Dr. Sunday, I think, is saying, thank you very much. George says, what do you think of the pastors that are like psychic? Yes, that's the prophets. It's just a waste of time, okay? Listen to Dr. Sunday's teaching on this syncretism. Listen to Dr. Sunday's teaching on syncretism. Is also available on YouTube and is available on Facebook. No, YouTube is the best, and other platforms such as Telegram and also on SoundCloud. You would really get some insight on this. They tell things about your life and family, even if they do not know you. I have met such, and many people of God do this these days. Yes, they do. It's called syncretism. And, you know, they're familiar spirits. And all these things are not from God. So that's all you need to know. And if you need to know more, that's all I can give you. It's not all you need to know. That's all I can give you right now. But if you need to know more, please go to Dr. Sunday's YouTube channel, which is Sunday Adelaja, because this is from Facebook. This is Sunday Adelaja Official. And look at the series on syncretism. That series will really help you to get a better insight on this. Thank you very much. I'm having bad, sorry, Vivian, I'm sorry about that. So guys, it's been a pleasure being with you today, and as always, I appreciate you. Please remember Dr. Sunday will be back shortly. He will be back in 15 minutes, okay? So he's going to continue on the teachings tonight. So brace yourself. I'm looking forward to that. He didn't finish last night, so I think probably this will be part 2 of it, and I'm so looking forward to it. I'm also looking forward to joining you again tomorrow or any other day. We will be here tomorrow, but if I have a guest or if I have something else, I always try to give you what's best. So if I can, if I'm going to be here, yes, of course I'm going to be here. If it's just going to be me, then I look forward to seeing you. If not, I also look forward to seeing you if it's with somebody else as well. So thank you very much, everyone. Facebook and YouTube family, I really appreciate you. Thank you. We'll see you again soon. Take care of yourselves. Bye.